We're already an eighth of the way through the season here in the Herr Sprint Series. We keep on rolling here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Our next stop here as we travel across America for Sprint Series night in America. We got ourselves 24 drivers once again, and a driver who's got a 16-point lead on the field, only 4 races in. Alex NR looking to extend that here today. We'll have to see what he can do with the other 23 drivers ready to gamble their way to the front here in the Nevada 150 at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for Sprint Series night in America. We are here for our third mile-and-a-half racetrack of the season already. And hey, our first 2 mile-and-a-halves have been pretty solid so far, and why not keep it rolling here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway? We're going to have a lot of fun here. We know what type of race we were going to get. I was talking about that with my co-commentator just before we started. But you know what? It's always good when we come to Las Vegas here in NR. I'm excited to see what this race brings us and what we're going to see on Saturday in the Braille Battery 400. Join alongside Matt Tuck for the call of tonight's event. And Matt, just as we were talking about before we started recording, Las Vegas Motor Speedway always produces a similar race every single time. How is that race going to play out here for 25 laps on these Sprint Series drivers?
Well, as we see a lot of the time here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, you always get that traditional, you really got to start in the first 3 rows to have a shot to win this race. Somebody's probably going to lead a bunch of laps. Track position is always important. You don't see a ton of tire fall off, my goodness, here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So it's going to be a very intense 25 lap dash here today. And these guys are starting up front who signed up the quickest. For sign-ups for this race, they're going to be the ones at the advantage when this race kicks off here in just a few moments, because they're going to have the track position to start this race.
And of course, the way it's done now, those drivers who were in the last race line up based on their fastest lap from the prior race. So we've got Herr and Alonso starting on the pole position here today, and 20 guys in this field who were in last week's race as well. So these guys keep on returning, including our points leader, Alex NR, who is not a full-time driver in this series. He's got a 16-point lead already on the field, ahead of Nathan Faden there, who's 16 points behind. Skylar Taylor, 17 behind. How about Michael Lewis? First career starts for Michael Lewis, but he's been in every single race so far. He's in this one here today, 21 points behind, and our pole sitter of Herr and Alonso is tied with Michael Lewis, 4th in the point standings, coming into this race as well. But either way, we're excited to see how this one shakes out. 25 laps again. Nice short race, back to the Sprint Series mentality. Of course, the first couple of races were a bit longer. This one here, we'll be out of here in 20 minutes or less. Like a guarantee or something like that. I guarantee it, though. We'll be out of here in 20 minutes or less. Let's go ahead and get through the field here. In this Nevada 150, you got Herr and Alonso starting on the pole position. Alongside him, it is Alex NR on the outside pole. Our points leader looking to get a jump and maybe get his first win of the season. Almost won Homestead a few weeks ago. There's the 4 machine. That car driven by Joshua Brown. The inside there of the 52 of Chris Reynolds. We got Brandon Nelson in the 92. The 13 is Eric Monaco this week. Won at Homestead a few weeks ago. Our last winner, Dylan Matthews, to the inside of Joe Rutkowski in the 90. Nathan Faden and Anthony McClure make up row number 5. You got the 87 of Juan Romero and Christian Master. You got the 53, Andrew Williams, to the inside of the 99 of Zayden Davidson. 88 of Balthazar Steep to the inside of Aaron Abel back in the 57. 69 machine, driven by Michael Lewis, to the inside of Skylar Taylor. And we got the 50 of Vinnie Scholes, first time she's not been in the Evans-Ross Racing machine, to the inside of Santiago Labarito. Then our 4 drivers who are new for this week. Got the 02 of Richard Hingard. Of course, he's made a couple of starts already this year. The 80 machine there of Joey Brown, first career start for Joey there in the 80. 93 driven by Corey Case, our Daytona winner, is back, his second start of the season. And I love this one. Cody Sill, back behind the wheel. Great to see Cody back. He's won a cup race here before 7 years ago. He won at this very racetrack back in the old Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Will he go from last to first here in this race? Ethan Lewis pretty much did that last week. We'll have to see if he can pull it off. Let's go ahead and get these guys to roll off here from Las Vegas. And it is, in fact, Herr and Alonso looking to lead us to the green flag in the 64. A lot of drivers in this race, though, looking to get their first win of the season. Matt, I got to ask you, who do you think is going to get it done here in the Diamond in the Desert?
Well, there's a lot of drivers starting up here at the front of this field that I do like. I wanted to go with the 39 of Dylan Matthews after that just incredible performance at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, but I have to root for the team that cuts my paycheck, as they say, in Intersys Motor Racing, Ludovic Charet's team, who happens to be part of the Grattan Industries dominance, and Herr Arvin Alonso is going to score the victory today. I have faith in this man. He's going to get it done.
Now, not a bad pick at all. I think of all the drivers in the field, only Christian Master has more wins, I think. But I think Alonso may be ahead of Master, if I'm not mistaken. Those two are close, but they've been racing for a long time. But you also got other solid veterans like Alex Monroe and Eric Monaco, who they went toe-to-toe at Homestead, so I'd watch out for those guys. Hey, you know what? Don't count out Cody Sill. We saw what Ethan Lewis did last week at Atlanta. Why not Cody Sill here this week in the Herr Sprint Series at Las Vegas, a place where he has gone the victory lane in the past. Pace car's going to pull down here. Sprint Series 9 in America underway. Your weekend started a couple days early. Of course, on Saturday, the Cup Series will be here, and 4 of these drivers are going to be in that race as well. We'll see who it all is after 25 laps. We're green flag racing here in Sin City. The Nevada 150 is underway from Las Vegas. A good jump there for Alonso. Bit of a push there from Joshua Brown. A great opportunity for Joshua Brown to possibly get his first career win on the channel. Brandon Nelson, that inside lane. You know, we always see that at so many of these racetracks, that inside lane's the place to be. Well, that was the case right there. It's the top 3 on that inside, all clearing the outside lane. Joshua Brown, however, looking to get to the inside of Alonso, and they're going to be side by side across the line for lap number 1.
Yeah, Alonso got a big push up the corner coming out of turn number 4. Joshua Brown in a fantastic start to his debut here. And how about Brandon Nelson? He kind of disappeared there for a few years, but the OG Body Armor Cup Series champion, driving for NS Racing. And hey, he won a championship with Grattan Autosport way back in the day. If he wins today, he gets to drive for Grattan Autosport Saturday. The prophecy continues, and he's looking very strong here today.
And the way it orders up for those hot seat rides is Grattan Autosport, Team Williams, Titan Fury Racing, and Appalachia Motorsports. So whoever wins this race or is the highest eligible driver, if Alonso wins, he's ineligible, will be driving there for the Grattan Autosport team on Saturday. How about Juan Romero? I haven't seen much of Juan Romero this season. Of course, he's kind of just been hanging in the back for a lot of these races, but he is inside the top 3 now, to the inside of Brandon Nelson, and oh boy, look at this.
Oh boy.
Are steep. Andrew Williams, that's tight right there for the 53 of Williams on Brandon Nelson, but keeping it together for now as Alonso takes the lead back away from the 4. Solid run for Hergel in this race so far. You know he wants to get a race victory. You know he wants the championship here in the Sprint Series. He's 5th in the championship, 21 behind. It's Alexander Rowe kind of falling back initially in this race, driving for Dracoan here today, and he's not been able to find an inside lane until now. We'll see if he can recover and move his way through the field, but these guys, they're sliding all over the place, and this is very similar racing to what we're going to see on Saturday as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of similarities. It'll be a little bit different in the Cup Series because the Cup cars got a touch bit more grip than these Xfinity chassis cars do, but Baltazar Steep to the inside of Brandon Nelson. Baltazar Steep, these Intersys Motor Racing cars are absolutely hooked up here. We got Alonso leading the pack. We've got Baltazar here slotting into the 4th position, and I'm pretty sure he started outside of the first 5 rows. So he's showing you can make some passing up here today and is looking really strong. And how about the 50 machine of Vinny Scholes, who I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, started about 18th or so in the field and has really moved her way through the field. So we're seeing a surprising amount of a lot more passing than we normally see here at Las Vegas here today. Drivers are moving through the field very quickly.
Yeah, these guys, they're finding grip all over the place. They're sliding around all over the place as well, so a lot of things going on here. And, Vinny Scholes, she was with Evans Ross Racing the first 4 races of the season. Didn't have a good run last weekend. As Brandon Nelson just tapped the outside wall right there. Not a good moment for him, as Vinny a little low there. I think she's got a problem. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if that was a reaction to what happened to Brandon Nelson and just got her loose and had a bad entry. I think that might have been what the case was there. I was just about to say, Vinny was with Evans Ross Racing last week. A terrible run for her. That's why she started so deep in the field this week. Moved over to Appalachia Motorsports, and I was about to say it was working out a lot better for her, but after that moment, I'm not so sure. Alexander Rowe trying to rebound. Trying to take the 6th position back away here, trying to find his way back up front and trying to extend this points lead. You know, there's some people already calling him the champion. Like, hold your horses. We still got 28 races left to go, and he still has to sign up for all these races as well to keep that going. However, up front, how about Juan Romero in the 87 to Baltzar Steve in the 88? A couple of full-timers here who are both new to the channel this season. Both only in their 8th, or should I say 5th career start on the channel, and both in the top 4 right now as Romero to the inside of Alonso there. This 87's going to easily take it away as Sam Adio's team looking strong for the first time this season.
Juan Romero here absolutely taking it to Herr Arvin Alonso, the rookie, at first go about on the channel, taking it to one of the most storied drivers that we have seen on the channel. So this is an impressive run here for the 87. And then, I mean, while we're at it, Baltazar Steep, first go here on the channel, also taking it to his teammate of Herr Arvin Alonso. I mean, if you're interested in motor racing, this is exactly what Ludovic wants to see here, as his two cars are just looking super, super strong here in the early going. And then how about we take this 53 machine, Andrew Williams, driving for Hollywood Motorsports. He also started middle of the pack and has really moved his way up here, but I got a feeling Juan Romero's going to have his hands full over these next couple of laps, because Alonso, despite that big slide up the hill, he's showing he can hug that bottom, and he's going to start really hawking Juan Romero down here to pressure him into a mistake.
Alonso definitely a guy to watch out for here, but also watch out for Andrew Williams. When the Truck Series was here back in December, guess who won that race? It was Andrew Williams, and that was in a rating series. Of course, this is an equal rating series here, so none of these guys really have an advantage, but you know what? Andrew Williams, he's got that good luck, and hey, this is a place to be good, to have good luck, no doubt about it. And that 53 looking to make his move here as these guys battle up front. And he's in a great position right now. His interest is motor racing, a little teamwork right there, and I'm sure your teammate over in the Wawa Cup Series is happy to see that. Alonso really dove it in there. He slid up, but Baltzar couldn't get a run there, and they're going to swap again for second as Romero's back to the inside of Baltzar Steep for that position.
Juan Romero, this is
really wide.
Oh boy.
Andrew Williams in the 53, like I said, looking to find his time to strike here, and you know what? He's going to be able to take third away from the 88, but that was a good moment there for Alonso, because those guys kind of shuffled for second, and Alonso is able to pull back away. 5th place is Alexander Rowe. I'm sure the field did not want to see that. He might extend his points lead at the rate this one's going. You got the 4, Joshua Brown, holding on to a top 10. Brandon Nelson here. Chris Reynolds. How about Joey Brown? First career start for Joey Brown in the 80 machine there for NS Racing. You know, this team was very successful last year in the Sprint Series. And then there's Vinny Scholes rounding up the top 10. Skylar Taylor there in 11th. At the 99, there's Aiden Davidson slipping back there. Of course, Davidson, one of these guys who has been in most races. I think only missed one race so far this year. Christian Master, Anthony McClure. 93 this week, driven by Corey Case, the Daytona winner. Got the 02 machine there, Richard Kinghart. Eric Monaco, not a good run for Monaco here. Not a good run for Dylan Matthews, our last winner. She's a little bit deeper in the field than she'd like to be. Santiago Labarito deep in the field as well. Same with Nathan Faden. And not a good day for Cody Sill. Great to see Cody Sill back. You know, when Cody came back into our service, like, oh man, Cody. Been a long time. Had him in the booth a few times back in the day. Maybe we'll get him in the booth for a couple of these races going forward. But long-time friend of mine. And like I said, won here 7 years ago. Not quite 7 years ago to the day, but Season 6 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series won here in Las Vegas. His first career win on the channel. Not a good run for Aaron Abel or Michael Lewis. A couple of these guys who have signed up every week. And same with Joe Rutkowski. Those are guys who are going for this Sprint Series Championship who are not getting good runs here today. And, you know, we're only 10 laps left to go here in the Nevada 150. And I don't know if those guys are really going to find themselves up front. How about Alonso, though, in the 64, holding on to this race lead. Juan Romero there in second, and they've pulled away significantly on Baltzar Steep and Andrew Williams. Alexander Rowe trying to move his way through the field. Alonso is allowing, and also Andrew Williams, allowing Alexander Rowe to be in contention to run on Saturday. And Chris Reynolds right now has that last transfer spot into a hot seat ride. And Alonso looking to become the first Cup Series owner to win a race this season here in the Herr Sprint Series.
This is a very solid day here for Herr Alonso, keeping that 64 machine out in front and has had to withstand a very solid amount of pressure because he's been under pressure from Juan Romero. Baltazar Steep threw his hat around in the ring. Andrew Williams has also been up there. Hasn't really been able to close as much after he closed in with the draft. And Alexander Rowe, because we see these top 4 to 5 drivers have now really started to pull away. You know, these 5 drivers sort of creating their own little draft going on here, and that's allowing Rowe to pull away from this field. And this is going to help him a lot in the championship. Again, you know, not everybody, you don't. So that is big for Rowe here. But this is going to be down to the wire. And I think Juan Romero, he's going to get one run in him. But I think he's going to have a say in this, but how this plays out here.
We'll have to see what Juan can do here in this 86. You know what? Alonso keeps washing it up the racetrack there. Might give this 87 a chance, and there's still 6.5 laps to go as well, so plenty of time for Juan Romero to possibly get his first career win on the channel here. Had our first full-timer win last week with Dylan Matthews. We'll see if we get 2 in a row for the full-timers here today in Las Vegas. But Alonso's going to be a hard driver to beat. Multiple wins on the channel. I think he's at either 15 or 16. I can't remember exactly. But it's been a little while since he's won as a driver. Of course, owner in the Wawa Cup Series with Trey Bartow and Avery Alford, his 2 drivers. Of course, Alford won the opening race of the Wawa Cup Series season. Been a much better year for Alonso than it was last year in terms of the competition on the channel. We'll have to see if this 64 can in fact hold off. You get Ludovic Charette, another owner win on the channel. You know, Intersys Motor Racing, a bit of a sub-team to Grattan Autosports. You know, we just keep on rolling with that Grattan Autosport propaganda here. I mean, that's kind of what it is. Grattan Industries on the B post there. I mean, what more could you ask for?
We're having very good. You know, nice calm start to the Cup Series. You know, we won the Team Velocity group that took over the IndyCar program, went out and won at Homestead. Ludovic's got his handle on this series so far, and they're Intersys Motor Racing in contention for a double podium. And by the way, I mean Juan Romero or Baltazar Steep's going to be coming and driving for us Saturday. So we roll with the propaganda, but so far in 2024, the propaganda has come to fruition quite well for us. But 3 to go for Alonso. This is, big wash up the hill for Juan Romero.
We'll have to see. Nicolas Amadeo, Ludovic Charette, you know, these are 2 drivers who in the Cup Series, they remind me a lot of each other. Neither have actually won a Cup Series race before, but they're both incredibly good drivers and very similar driving styles, in my opinion. And you know what? They're both owners here in the Sprint Series. You got Nicolas Amadeo's team of SE Avalon Racing, who has not had a good run so far this year. And then, of course, you got Intersys Motor Racing, which has had a much better run here. They're 1-2 right now. And will it be Ludovic's team or will it be Sam Adeo's team? Because Ludovic's got another guy here, but also you got Dracoan Racing Enterprises, and Alexander Rowe probably has the fastest car on the track. Doesn't have the fastest lap, though. Alonso's still holding on to that fastest lap, which means that's going to be a poll for Willow Springs next week if he can sign up. So that'll be interesting. But this is going to be interesting right here. Romero to the inside for the race lead. He got a run, he's got a nose, and we're coming to the white flag here in the Nevada 150. And Juan Romero trying to get it on this 64, but Alonso holding tough on the outside. Oh boy, here we go. We're going to have a good one to finish this one out in Sprint Series Night in America. White flag for Juan Romero in the 87. And he's going to clear easily in the turn number 1. Oh, that's going to do it right there. Or is it?
I don't know. I think that was the winning move of the race.
Alonso is going to choke it here in Las Vegas, and it's Juan Cruz Amaya Romero getting his first career win on the channel. He wins the Nevada 150 here in Las Vegas for Nicolas Amadeo and SC Avalon Racing. Here's Larvin Alonso's going to finish second. Then it's Alexander Rowe in third, Andrew Williams, Baltazar Steep, and then Chris Reynolds in the 52 is going to get that last hot seat ride. Romero's going to be in the 11. The 00 is going to be going to Alexander Rowe. Alexander Rowe's already been in a couple of these Cup Series races this season. 31 machine will be driven by Baltazar Steep. That's the best finish for Steep all season as well. And then Chris Reynolds will be in the 50 for Appalachian Motorsports. Alonso, though, the silver lining of this race, and I was just saying that before Romero took the lead away from him. Assuming he signs up for Willow Springs next week, he's going to start on the pole for that race, which that's a road course, so that's a huge deal there if Alonso can, in fact, pull that off. Baltazar Steep there with the second fastest time. Romero with the third fastest time. They were all really fast here today. Got the 50 machine there. Vinnie Scholes with the fourth quickest time, so she's going to have a much better start next week. And then Andrew Williams with the top 5. Take a look at the rest of the fastest laps, and of course that's how they will line up in order of all the drivers who return next week to the Grand Prix of California from Willow Springs. Take a look at the rest of the fastest laps right there. And Matt, what a fun race that was, and hey, a lot to look forward to on Saturday. You'll be in that race along with your teammate Ludovic Charette. I'm sure you didn't really want to see your teammate, though, lose the race like that at the end, but hey, that's the nature of it sometimes, and you got to hand it to Juan Romero, a solid run for that 87 team here at Las Vegas.
No, even though Intersys Motor Racing didn't come out with the victory, you know, double top 5, but that was a power move by Juan Romero there to chase down Alonso on that final couple laps of the race and just do a massive move on him to the inside of turn number 1 and pull away and score his first career victory. And hey, we've hard work here today. He's going to get to go drive the 11 this weekend. And we've seen so far the 11's a pretty quick machine, so we'll see if Juan Romero can cook up Saturday. But I think he showed here today. He's definitely going to get behind the wheel of that 11 this weekend, and I think he's going to give it an absolutely very solid run for his money. But this was a fantastic race here today. We saw a lot of drivers move through the field. It was a lot more passing going on than I thought you would have seen for Las Vegas.
It was a lot of fun, and we're going to see the same on Saturday in the Braille Battery 400. We haven't changed that name once. It's been the Braille Battery 400 like forever. It's pretty cool, but hey, we're excited for it. For the 4th race of the season in the Walla Walla Cup Series coming up this Saturday. You see the starting lineup there on the right-hand side of your screen. Juan Romero, Alexander Rowe, Baltazar Steep, and Chris Reynolds will be in that one. A couple of those guys making their first ever Cup starts. We're excited to see how it all ends up shaking out on Saturday. Next week, for the Sprint Series, it's the first standalone race for the Herr Sprint Series. The Grand Prix of California from Willow Springs, like I mentioned. The Cup Series is going to be at Phoenix next week. We got ourselves the Sprint Series from Willow Springs for the first road course of the season. That's going to be a lot of fun there. We know how Willow Springs is. They don't have a Cup race this year, so we gave them a Sprint Series date to kind of make up for it. And you know what? They're going to put on a show. And assuming Alonso signs up next week, he's going to be starting on the pole position for that race. So sign-ups for that coming up just a couple of minutes on the channel. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here on AG, the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Huge thanks to Matt Tuck for joining me here for the Nevada 150, and we'll see you guys on Saturday for the Braille Battery 400 here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Here are the point standings for the Herr Sprint Series after 5 races. Congratulations to Juan Romero on his race victory, and I will see you guys later.